So we'll start out seated. You don't have to sit just the way I'm sitting. Sit so that you're comfortable. Find the grounding contact in your seat and tune into the length of your spine. Think of the crown of your head rising towards the ceiling. As you're settling into your seat, close your eyes if you want. Notice your breath. Let it start to slow down and get deeper. Notice the movements of your breath and the way those movements feel. Scan your body head to toe and just take in whatever other sensations are there. Notice whatever there is to be noticed. Making particular note of anything that doesn't feel good, any aches and pains, any stiffness or soreness. You might think of sending your breath into these trouble spots to help them out. And make notes of anything that's feeling off so that you can take care of yourself, remembering that you are welcome to skip or modify any portion of practice to accommodate what you've got going on. And whenever your mind wanders, as it always does to some degree, you can just gently bring your attention back to your breathing, back to noticing what's going on in your body. And those can be our shared intentions of noticing and taking care of ourselves. And folks like to set their own personal intention. Maybe there's something more specific to you that you like as an intention for your practice today. You can take a few breaths to let that finish coming together in your mind and sink in. And before we begin to move around, let's share 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth with a sighing sound. Allow your eyes to drift open if they're still closed. And let's start up at the top. Let's start with the neck. Work out any remaining stiffness in the neck from sleeping, or start to work it out. Let your chin come down towards your chest and really take your time. Roll your ear towards your shoulder and look up towards the ceiling. Other ear towards the other shoulder. Go as fast as you can. And I should say, while we're making our nice neck circles, if at any point you have trouble hearing me, please unmute yourself and speak up. And if you got some noise on your end, you may mute yourself. I love dogs. Makes me feel take some circles in the other direction with your neck. My dogs usually want to play with me when I get down on the floor. And I think a lot of people's dogs respond to hearing a voice come out of the computer. Who goes there? It's great when you're in some meeting on Zoom and you see people's animals coming into frame. It's like, thanks for joining. When you finish the next circle, look forward again. And we'll take some seated cow and cat movements. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward and down. And just follow your own breath. Use the whole inhale to come forward and the whole exhale to go back. And then let's start to bring a circular aspect into this movement. So as you come forward, go over towards one side. And as you go back, go to the other side, like drawing circles with your heart. Inhaling on the forward half of the circle, exhaling on the backward half. Try to lead with the heart. Try to let your head just kind of float on the top of your spine. Sometimes we lead with the head that can maybe make you dizzy or maybe make a bigger motion than you want and tip you over. Change direction. Maybe you already changed direction. And after your next circle ends, sit up tall again. And let's work on our foundation, our feet, and our legs a bit. So grab whichever leg's in front, doesn't matter. Hold your leg with one hand, and then with the opposite hand, weave your fingers in between your toes. Let your ankle go limp, and use your hand to make circles with your ankle, just rolling your foot around slowly and gently. And change direction. There's also an acupressure aspect to this. When you're squeezing your toes and cupping the ball of your foot, there's a lot of nerve endings in your feet that connect up into your body. Release your toes and cradle your leg with your arms. You don't have to grip like this, however it works for you. Everybody's arms and legs are different lengths, but let the whole leg go limp, let your arms do the work, and make circles, rocking your femur in your hip socket. Change direction, like rocking a baby or a puppy maybe. And let that leg gently down. Hoist the other leg. Grab those toes. Get your fingers in there. And nice and easy, roll your ankle around. Release your toes. Support the whole leg. Nice, easy circles. Whatever degree of movement your leg wants. Not so much pushing it around as just supporting it and letting it float. And let your leg down. Reach your hands out to the sides, rest your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, reach across to the left, lean into your left hand. Feel for lengthening all the way from your right hip up through your right fingertips. Inhale to come upright, and as you exhale, come into a twist. Bring your right hand down behind you, your left hand across to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, invite your body to twist some more, exploring, working your way from the waist up. Maybe on each exhale, the twist deepens a little more. Maybe you already found the spot that is enough twist for you. Come back through center. Inhaling, reach your left arm up like you want to tap the ceiling. Exhale, reach to the right. Inhale to come up. As you exhale, bring your left hand to the floor behind you. Bring your right hand across. Inhale, let's lengthen up. Exhale, let's explore that twist. Remembering we don't have to go as far as we can. Just find that place of sufficiency. How much feels like enough? And let your twist unwind, come back to center. Bring your hands to the floor in front of you and walk them forward. Just find a loose, simple forward fold. Walk your hands out as far as you can, wherever that is, and let your head drift towards the floor. Let your neck disengage. Breathe into your lower back. Inhaling, slowly walk your hands back and sit yourself up. And let's come up onto our hands and knees. So you can tip to one hip, spin your legs back, plant your hands. Open your hands way up, feel your whole palm on the ground. Bring your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. Reach back with your left foot and press the ball of your foot against the floor. Let your leg lengthen like that for a couple breaths. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back like you want to make a footprint on the wall. With your next inhale, reach your right arm forward with your thumb pointing up like you want to tap the opposite wall with your fingertips. If you like, bend that raised leg, reach your hand back, seat about, taking hold of your foot or your ankle, kick against your hand, look forward. Release the bind if you've got it, let your knee and your hand back down. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot and take a couple breaths. With an inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back. And with an inhale, reach your left arm forward. If you like, bend that raised leg, reach your hands back, see about that bind. Stretching your quads, opening your shoulder in the midline. Release, lower down. And let's start to stand in a forward fold. Step your left foot up between your hands and step your right foot up to meet it. Let your arms and your head hang down. Explore bending and straightening your legs and swaying back and forth. Other options here, you might grab your elbows or clasp your hands behind your head. Get some traction for your neck. Let your hands hang down if you're doing something else. Gently nod your head. And shake your head. Inhale to lift up halfway. Press your hands to the front of your legs and push. Help the crown of your head reach forward away from your tailbone. With an exhale, release down. Inhale, roll slowly to standing. Bring your hands up overhead. Bring your hands together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Lift your right shoulder up towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. And your left shoulder up, back, and down. Inhale, reach out toward the wall. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, take eagle arms. Twine your arms together, press your palms together. If you're doing eagle, reach your elbows and hands up and out away from you. Inhale, spread your wings. As you exhale, cross your arms the other way, grabbing your shoulder blades or taking eagle arms, breathing into the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Look up at your hands and lift up your hearts. Inhale to come back up to center. Exhale to bend to the left, feeling full length through both arms. Try not to let that right heel lift up off the floor and take you off balance. With an inhale, come back up through center. And as you exhale, bend to the right. Inhale to come back up to center. And exhale to let your arms come out and down again. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hands passing through heart center. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands, step your right foot back, runner's lunge. Come up on your fingertips. Inhale, reach forward, reach up, crescent lunge. All 10 toes pointing forward in the same direction. You can always drop down to a lower lunge if the high lunge is too much. Exhale, sink forward in the hips, lower your arms. Inhale, glide up. And let the leg movement be as big or small as you want. See how much rocking back and forth your body wants here. From the top of the movement, let's twist. Reach your left hand forward, reach your right hand back. Come back through center, arms high or hands at heart, and then twist to the left. Come back through center. Exhaling, bring your hands down to frame that left foot, and step your left foot back to meet your right in downward dog. And walk your dog for a few breaths. Pedal your feet up and down, alternately lifting and lowering each heel, sending those heels closer to the floor. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, find runner's lunge. Tent your fingers. Inhale, reach forward and up to your crescent lunge. Find steadiness in your feet and legs. And when you're steady, start to rock front to back. Exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back up. Aiming to keep your shoulders in line up above your hips. Sometimes we sort of tilt forward, leaning our shoulders forward. Want the torso to be pretty upright. And then let's twist to the left. Come back through the center and twist to the right. Come back through center. Exhale, bring your hands down and step your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands, step one foot back and then the other. Come to plank. Let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and heels. Anytime we're in plank, if you need to do a shorter plank, you can let your knees down. The hips still stay in line with shoulders, and now knees instead of heels. With an exhale, slowly lower all the way to the floor, keeping your elbows in close to your body. See how slow you can go. Don't stop breathing. Let your belly down, your knees. Untuck your toes. Rest your chin. Let everything down for a moment. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and your chest to a low cobra, or if you like, a higher cobra or an upward dog. Listen to your low back. They're all heart openers. They're all good. From your heart opener, when you're ready, on an exhale, rock back and up to downward dog. Maybe pass through table. Ease the transition. Inhale to bend your knees and look forward. Exhale to step or hop forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your hands straight up through center line, and exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, down. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, and then spin your left heel down so the whole foot is planted at about a 45-degree angle. Tent your fingers, inhale, reach forward and up, coming to warrior one. So you want to use, if you've got a mat, use a lot of the width of the mat. Think of your feet on railroad tracks. Turn your pinkies in towards each other so your palms are aimed behind you. Bring your elbows down to your rib cage. Lower your forearms parallel to the floor. And then see if you can keep your elbows in close. You're going to inhale, slide your hands out. And exhale, bring them to the front again. Good, now reach your hands up and put your hands together, maybe pointing at where the wall meets the ceiling or thereabouts. Hands together, arms at an angle. We'll go from this warrior one variation to a humble warrior and do a little warrior dancing. Exhale, bow towards your knee, sweep your hands back by your hips. Inhale, reach forward and stand up. Excellent, do it 2 more times. Exhale, bow, reach back. Inhale, reach forward, rise. Beautiful. Bring your hands onto your hips. Now we'll go to warrior two. So pivot the back foot open so it's perpendicular to the front foot and slide in a line directly behind that foot. So no more railroad tracks, monorail-like. Square your shoulders above your hips. Reach your arms out to the sides. And then look out over your left fingertips. And maybe for a moment, look back at your right hand and just see that it's in line. If you're on a mat, you want your arms like parallel to the mat. Sometimes the back hand is drifting, doing its own wild thing. Inhale, rotate your palms up and back. Exhale, rotate forward. If it helps you get more rotation, you might bend your elbows. Feel for your shoulder blades sliding up and down your back as your arms rotate. Opening more and more room in the heart region, giving the lungs and the heart more room to work. Then turn just your left palm up and we'll reverse warrior. Inhale, tip back and reach up. Lower body stays still as it is. Left hand up above the face. Right hand can rest lightly on your right leg or press to your right hip for support. Or if you like, slide your arm across your low back in a half bind. Breathe deeply into your left side. Looking up at that left hand. With an exhale, tip forward, rest your left forearm lightly on your left thigh. Reach your right arm forward towards where your left toes are pointing. Side angle pose. And if you like, you can make circles with your right arm, that top arm. If you want to play with some more core engagement, you might extend the bottom arm out to the side or out in front. See if you can keep the lower body still as you do that. Nice strong cores. Bring the bottom arm back to the thigh. Good recovery. We all wobble and fall sometimes. You fall, you're human, you get up, you're yogi. That wasn't even a fall, that was a good catch. Let's do a warrior dance. From here, inhale, reverse warrior, tip back and reach up. Exhale to side angle, tip forward, reach forward. Few more breaths like that. I always say every wobble, every almost fall is a win. I noticed, I used to live in Boston until last year, and walking around in the winter, walking my dogs in the ice and snow, I felt a lot less often after I started practicing regularly. I got better at catching myself when my feet went out from under me. I did some funny dances, but it was pretty rare to land on my butt. From side angle, let's inhale up to warrior two. For one more dance to gentle warrior. Inhale, straighten your left leg, raise your arms, turn your head to the right 90 degrees. Exhale, lower your arms, turn your head to the left 90 degrees, bend your knee. Let's do a few more of those. Inhale, glide up, and exhale, glide down. It's pretty neat, the benefits you notice gradually over time with repeated practice. My reflexes got better too. You know, when you drop something, but you catch it before it hits the floor. I have a lot more of those moments too. A lot more catches than breakages or spillages. Is that a word? I don't know. Spills? And let's meet in Warrior 2 and set up for triangle. So straighten the left leg most of the way. Keep a tiny bend in your knee to protect it. Draw your right hip back like a bowstring. Your left hand comes forward and then tilt. Let your left hand tip down, your right hand tip up. Picture one hand directly up above the other. Your bottom hand might reach the floor, it might hang in the air, or it might rest on your shin, or on a yoga block if you got one. Bring the floor closer to your hand. Big deep breaths in triangle pose. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Inhale, reach forward with your left hand and stand. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot. Big push off that foot, step forward. And yes, this is a great time to take a drink of water. You don't have to wait for me to say that or do that. I saw Casey do it just as I was thinking of doing it. All right, we'll do all that on the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands and step your right foot back. Is that right? Am I messing up the side I'm on? Yes, right foot back. No, left foot back, isn't it? I had it wrong. Let's all make sure we get both sides. We all get our left and right mixed up sometimes. That was my turn. 10 to your fingers. Inhale, reach forward and up. Warrior 1. Arms up. Let your shoulders melt down. Turn your pinkies in towards each other. Bring your elbows down to your rib cage. Bring your forearms parallel to the floor. Inhale, hands slide out. Exhale, hands come forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Bring your hands up and together. And we'll do our humble warrior dance. Exhale, bow, reach back. Inhale, reach forward and up. 2 more times. And bring your hands onto your hips. Pivot the left foot open, slide it in line behind the right foot. Square your shoulders above your hips. Reach your arms to the sides. Look over your right hand. Inhale, rotate arms back. Exhale, rotate forward. Couple more breaths, 2 or 3. Then turn just the right palm up and inhale, reverse warrior, tip back and reach up. Breathe deeply into your right side. With an exhale, tip forward, reach forward, right forearm lightly to right thigh, left arm arching overhead. Try not to dump your weight into the bottom arm of that leg. Circle the top arm if you like. Extend the bottom arm if you like. Add some more core engagement. Bring the bottom arm back in if it's extended. And dance. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. If you can keep the lower body pretty still, you more effectively isolate your core. I think this stuff is much more fun way to develop your core than doing a bunch of sit-ups or crunches or Russian twists. Sometimes that stuff's fun. This is all I do now is yoga. I pretty much stopped doing other sorts of exercise, other than walking my dogs these days. Depending on the time of year, riding the bike. But I stopped all that gym stuff. Let's inhale up to warrior two. And dance to gentle warrior. Inhale, glide up. And exhale, glide down. I'm not knocking going to the gym if that's your thing or doing other kinds of exercise. I used to do a wider variety of stuff. And over time, it just became more and more yoga for me and less other stuff. Go figure. From warrior two, straighten the front leg most of the way. Draw the other hip back. Slide the front hand forward. And tip to find your triangle. Nice deep breaths. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Inhale, reach your right hand forward and stand. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Pivot onto the ball of your left foot and step forward. I'll grab another sip of water. Now let's play with some balancing. Work our way towards standing on one leg. You're welcome to step over by the wall or a piece of furniture for support if you like. Bring your hands to your heart. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the floor. Let the weight come into your left leg. Let the knee stay soft and responsive. Pick up your right knee. Maybe your thigh comes parallel to the ground. Think of opening a gate. Bring your knee out to the side. And then you're going to bring your foot to your left leg. Maybe your toes are on the ground, heel on your ankle. Maybe the sole of your foot on your calf. Maybe on your thigh. Never on the knee. And check in with this hip. Make sure the hip and the standing leg isn't sassing out to the side. You want it above the knee and the ankle. Your hands might stay at your heart, or you can let the branches of your tree grow into whatever shape you want. And your branches don't have to creak and crack like mine do. But it's okay if they do. You might play with movement, or you might aim at stillness. Your choice. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes we forget, become so focused on a particular expression. Bring your hands to your heart. Pivot your knee forward. Reach your foot forward. And then tip forward. Let your weight come onto that right foot. Lift your left foot up and back. Press off the ball of your foot and kick up. So going to warrior three, think of making a footprint on the wall. Reaching back through that extended leg. Your hands might stay at your heart. One hand might come over the wall. Or you can play with reaching your hands back by your hips, or out to the sides, or out in front of you. And folks even like to bring their hands to their shin. and let their arms steady themselves that way. Reaching back through that heel, toes pointed at the ground. If you fall, you're human. If you get up, you're a yogi. Exhale, lower your leg. Inhale, stand. And shake things out. Shake the leg you were standing on. Maybe the other leg. Anything that wants to shake. And when you're ready, bring your hands back up by your heart. Shift back and forth a few times to reset. Whenever you're ready, bring your weight into your right leg. Raise your left knee. Open it out to the side. And bring your foot to your leg. And take whatever arm expression you like, whatever your arms want to do. Maybe it's a different shape. Maybe it's the same thing you did on the other side. I like this bind. It feels good in my back. I did this one day. I had a student do this one day, and I tried it, and it felt so good. I've done it, I think, every day since. Bring your hands back to your heart if they're elsewhere. Bring your knee forward. Reach your foot forward. And slowly and gently tip onto that foot. Reach up and back with the other foot. Take whatever arm expression you like. Anytime you need to, you can let that foot down and pick it up again. Start over. Exhale, lower your leg. Inhale, slowly stand. Shake as needed. And have a seat on the floor again. Those hard-working legs, a break. Extend your legs out. Flex your toes back towards you. Inhaling, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, they can bend. Explore deepening the fold with your breathing. Inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. Exhale, think of your head lowering some more. Inhaling, slowly walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. And let your arms help your legs open out to whatever degree they can, wherever it's good for you. Let your arms help bring your left foot over by your right thigh. And then pivot your body, or maybe it's just your right knee, that's fine. Pivot your body so you're aiming your sternum at your right toes. Flex your right toes back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold down over that extended leg. Again, explore with the breath. Inhale, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, maybe you lower some more. And then we're going to play with extending with the left arm here a bit. So bring your hand in towards your heart. Reach your arm out to the side. And then let's fold this arm behind our back and try out this half bind. Yanni actually came up with this while we were doing this, the bind. Thank you, Yanni. I think it's good. I've been playing with where to add it in the sequence. And this is so far what I like. It might change my mind. Let's reach that arm back out to the side. And now big extension, reach straight up and then towards your right toes. Yeah, undoing compression in the middle of the low back that we get from sitting a lot. And slowly reach your hand up, out to the left again. Bring it in towards center and back over by your right hand. And then walk your hands up the front of your leg and sit up. Let your arms help extend your left leg and bend the right. Bring the right foot over to the left. Pivot your torso. Flex your left toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Explore deepening the fold for a few breaths. Inhale, maybe come forward. Exhale, maybe relax down. Slowly bring your right hand in. Reach out. Fold it across your back. Open that shoulder. Bring your arm back out to the side. Reach it up overhead and over towards the extended leg. And rewind your arm back through that. It's most of a circle. So it comes back over by the other one, and walk your hands up your leg to sit up. Let your arms help move your legs so that you bring the soles of your feet together way out, away from your pelvis. Good distance in front of you. Scoot back so you can see my feet. If you can, slide your hands under your ankles and grab the floor. If you can't quite do that, reach over your ankles and grab the floor. And either way, walk your hands forward. Let your arms draw you down into this pretzel shape. And let your neck relax, let your head bow towards the ground. Breathe into your low back. You may feel this in the same part of your back as that overhead arm extension. Spot right above the sacrum that we compress by sitting a lot. Slowly scoot your hands back and press yourself up to a seat again. Now keep the soles of the feet together now. Scoot your heels in close to your pelvis, as close as you can get them. Interlace your fingers and grab the tops of your toes. And wriggle on your butt. Bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground, tilting your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhaling, hinge at the hips. Keep your spine long for as far as you can. And when the long spine isn't lowering anymore, then let your neck release. Let your head bow. Breathe into your hips. If you like, you can use your arms to nudge your legs open and your hips open, nudging your legs down. Inhale, slowly sit up. Like your arms help your legs, lift your knees up towards each other. Rest your hands on the ground out past your hips and wiggle your feet further apart. Let your knees go back and forth. And if you want a little more here, you might play with, as your knees land on one side, sweep the other arm up and lift your hips. Feels nice sometimes. It's kind of like checking out the benefit of what you just did for your low back. If you did this before those forward folds, you might not go as high with your hips. It might not feel so good. Feels great on the front of the hip too, the outer hip, the upper hip. Now bring your feet closer together. Bring your hands behind you, scoot towards your heels, come down onto your forearms, then down onto your back. Reach your hands towards your feet towards your hands. You want your heels as close to your butt as they'll go. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift your hips towards the ceiling for bridge pose. If you want more opening in the heart region, you can wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other and clasp your hands under you and reach your knuckles towards your heels. If you're clasping your hands, unclasp them. Nice and slowly, exhale, let your hips come down. How slow can you go? There is strength in the slowness. Explore floating up and down in bridge on your own. Inhale to go up and exhale to go down. Challenge yourself as you like by slowing down or going higher or adding more breaths at the top. Or make it more restful by taking extra breaths at the bottom. And let your next exhale down be the last one. Pause for a couple of breaths after you land. Now let's take our closing twists with crossed knees. Cross your left knee over your right knee. If you can't quite do that, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Reach your arms out to the sides. Feel your shoulder blades press into the floor. Keeping your shoulders on the floor, let your legs fall over to the right and turn your head to the left. Come slowly back up to center. Cross your legs the other way. And twist the other way. Let your legs fall to the left and your head turn to the right. Come slowly back to center. Uncross your legs. Bring your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rock and roll on your back. Massage it against the floor. Reach your feet up towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up to take hold of your feet or legs wherever you like. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs in happy baby pose. If there's a different inversion that you like, you're welcome to include that instead or in addition to happy baby. And you can invert for as long as you like. When you feel complete, you can make your way to your final resting pose, which might be Shavasana classic corpse pose with your feet extended, splayed apart, hands resting by your hips, eyes closed. If this isn't comfortable though, find a position that is. It's more important to be comfortable than to be in that posture. All you really have to do is breathe. Allow yourself time to integrate the benefits of your practice. Maybe focusing on your breathing. Maybe reflecting on an intention you had set for yourself. Or just letting your mind wander. We fall into a trap sometimes. We think that we have to be totally blank to relax or meditate. Thoughts are going to come and go. The trick is non-attachment. The visualization of clouds is very useful if you're aiming to just let your mind relax. When a thought comes, instead of fighting it, picture it as a cloud. The air is moving. The cloud's going to drift away. Another one's going to come, maybe soon, maybe there'll be a while between clouds. And imagining the thoughts that come and go as clouds is useful in another way. Help us to not get upset about it. Because what's the point in getting mad about a cloud? Letting your breathing get slower and deeper. Your body melting a little closer to the ground on each of those exhales as bits of remaining excess tension softly dissolve. Begin to give yourself some deeper breaths. Let your body slowly start to move around bit by bit. Allowing your movements to gradually grow bigger. Moving gently and mindfully. When you're ready for bigger movements, you might draw your knees towards your chest. Reach your arms overhead, tip onto your side, and pause in the fetal position. Just suggestions. Whenever you're ready, nice and gently sit yourself up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing practice today. The light in me sees, honors and bows to that same light in each of you. Namaste.